It's time to break the chain. Step up, new drama, new saga, new names. Let's go and step up, rise strong, power in your name. Gen V's calling. It's time to break the chain. Step up.
Welcome back to Gen V Podcast, the space where we redefine empowerment, self-care, and the glow up from the inside out. I'm your host, Dory Scott, and today we're diving into a topic that is at the very core of living a fulfilled and empowered life: loving yourself first. We talk about love all the time, love for our kids, our partners, our family, but let's be real. How often do we really talk about love for ourselves? The way we treat ourselves sets the standard for how others treat us. If we don't love ourselves, how can we truly give and receive love fully? Or, as the famous RuPaul so iconically says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? Amen. Let's start by breaking a myth. Self-love is not selfish. In fact, it's just the opposite. When you love yourself, you show up as a better version of yourself for the people you love. You have more patience, more energy, and more kindness to give because you are not running on empty. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that putting ourselves first is wrong. We grew up hearing phrases like "don't be selfish" or "always put others before yourself." And while kindness and generosity are beautiful traits, they should never come at the cost of your own well-being. When we neglect our own needs, we start to feel resentment, burnout, and exhaustion. We give from a place of depletion rather than a place of abundance. Loving yourself is about recognizing that your needs matter just as much as anyone else's. It's about showing up for yourself in the same way that you show up for others. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of self-love, how the way you treat yourself influences every relationship in your life. First, let's talk about your relationship with your partner. When you practice self-love, you stop seeking validation from your partner to feel whole. Instead, you bring a full version of yourself into the relationship, a version that isn't looking for someone to complete you, but rather to complement you. You stop tolerating unhealthy dynamics because you know your worth. Second, let's talk about your relationship with your children. If you're a parent, remember this: your kids are watching you. They learn about self-worth from how you treat yourself. If they see you always putting yourself last, never prioritizing your own dreams, and constantly speaking negatively about yourself, they absorb that. But if they see you setting boundaries, taking care of your mental health, and celebrating who you are, they learn that self-love is normal and necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And third, let's talk about your relationship with your friends and your family. Did you ever notice how the more confident and secure you are, the more you attract people who respect and uplift you? That's not a coincidence. Self-love helps you set your boundaries, recognize toxic dynamics, and surround yourself with people who genuinely care about your well-being. Well, Dory, if self-love is so important, then why is it so hard? Well, for many of us, self-love is a struggle because of past conditioning, societal expectations, and personal insecurities. We've been taught to criticize ourselves. From a very young age, we're bombarded with messages that tell us that we are not enough. You're not thin enough. You're not successful enough. You're not pretty enough. The more we hear these messages, the more we tend to internalize them. Second, we're being afraid of being seen as arrogant. Many people confuse self-love with arrogance. But self-love isn't about thinking you're better than others. It's about knowing that you are worthy. Period. And third, we have past wounds that make self-love difficult. Maybe you grew up in an environment where love was conditional. Maybe you've been in relationships where you were made to feel unworthy. These experiences create deep-rooted beliefs that can make self-love feel impossible. So, how do we practice self-love daily? Here are some powerful yet practical self-love rituals that will help you build a healthier relationship with yourself. First, minor affirmations. Now, listen, I know that this sounds stupid. It sounded stupid to me in the beginning too. But when you look at yourself in the mirror and you talk to yourself in the mirror, you're the best audience you're ever going to have. So you need to get through to yourself before you can get through to others. So stand in front of that mirror, look yourself right in the eye and say, I am enough. I am worthy. I love who I am becoming. Like I said, it might feel weird at first, but words have power, and the more you do it, the better you'll feel. Next, set boundaries. Stop saying yes to things that drain you. Protect your energy like your peace depends on it, because actually, it does. Here's a fun one. Take yourself out on a date. Go get that latte, take a solo walk, treat yourself to something nice just because. Listen to music that you love. Anything that you love to do it for you with yourself. Next, challenge negative self-talk. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, don't you dare say it to yourself. Even inside your head, our inner dialogues can sometimes be our inner saboteur. You can look back. We've written articles about how to deal with your inner saboteur on Vogenics.com. Just remember, if you wouldn't say it out loud to your best friend, you definitely don't want to say it to yourself. And lastly, celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. If you finished a tough task, celebrate. You're having a good hair day, celebrate. You learned something new, celebrate. You mopped the floor, celebrate. Everything is worth a celebration and to give yourself validation. So let's make a promise today. Let's make a promise to stop waiting for permission to love ourselves. To stop looking outside for validation that only we can give. You are enough, just as you are, and it's time to start treating yourself like it. Before we wrap up, I want to share some exciting news with you. We're moving all of our downloadable content, including free and paid resources, from our old shop, which was vogenics.shop, to vogenics.com/shop. So everything is together in one place. Now, if you're interested, you can download my self-love journal that I wrote for just this experience. It's a long one, but it's at vogenics.com/product/Vogenics printable self-love planner, your ultimate journey to self-care and inner peace. And I know that's long. So what I would do is I would go to vogenics.com/shop and choose it out of the lineup right there. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who needs this reminder today. And let me know what you think. Tag me at Vogenics on social media, and let's keep the conversation going. As always, thanks for being here and for choosing to show up for yourself today. Until next time, stay powered and remember, you are your greatest love story.